My wife and I were watching the last episode of season 4 of Cobra Kai the other day. If those of you who don't know what Cobra Kai is, I'm sure you've heard of the movie The Karate Kid. Well, Cobra Kai is a Netflix TV series which is a follow-up years later to the current day, focusing around the antagonist of the original film, Johnny, who was the person who was bullying Daniel, Ralph Macchio's character. Well, now he is the center of this series, and the whole series is focusing really mainly around him. It's around other characters, but mainly around him and how he's redeeming himself as a mentor, a teacher, and a father. And the final episode of season 4, and I want to drop a spoiler here. So for those of you who haven't seen it, this is a warning. I'm dropping a little spoiler here. One of the key plot points of the series is he has had a son named Robbie from a broken marriage. And over the course of these 4 years, his son was just, every action he was doing was trying to do something against his dad, because he resented his dad for everything that he'd done, the fact that he was being ignored and so forth and so on. But there was always this yearning for him to wanting to know his dad. And then finally at the end of episode 4, after all this time taking place, he confronts his dad at the very end. And his dad, who is now being very, very selfless, was saying to him, hey, you've had a great thing going, because Robbie had apparently taken a membership at his at one of the opposing dojos, or one of the opposing karate clubs, to go against his dad. But he saw that it was kind of helping him physically and mentally. And he told him, said, look, you got a great thing going. If you want to blame somebody, blame me. And Robbie talked to his dad. He said, I'm sick of blaming you. He just broke down, and they hugged at the very end. And his dad said, it's going to be all right. We'll be all right. And the point that I'm bringing this up is because how just emotionally destructive, pointless, senseless, and most of all, exhausting hate is. You know, we're not designed to hate. We're made in the image of God, and God is love. And when we operate in anything other than the source of that peace and that love, it just exhausting. It just depletes us. We can't do it for long. We really can't. And anybody that does it for a long period of time, it just drives them to destruction. Just think about the days that you have been most exhausted at the very end. It wasn't days that we operated in peace, was it? No, it was days that we were operating in conflict, in confrontation, in hate, in fear, in anything other than peace and love, anything other than that source of strength, which is where is in the very presence of God is the fullness of joy and of peace. When we're operating in anything other than that, it exhausts us. It translates over into the physical. And by the end of the day, we're just completely just dead. I'm just ready to sleep. But I'll tell you what, the best night's sleeps I've ever had is when I have been at peace and enjoy most during the course of the day. Of course, I've had days when I've been worried about things, and I've been angry about things. I've had problems with people and confrontations with people over the years. Who hasn't? Anybody says they haven't, I'm like, geez, good for you. Well, I'll tell you what, I've had it, and I'm sure you have too. And if you spend the majority of the day worrying and doing this, feeling that kind of way, at the end of the day, you're just beat. And you keep wondering yourself, like, why am I so tired? I mean, you weren't physically, like, laborious. No, it's because of that mental anxiety. It's that anguish. It's that confrontation. It's that lack of peace and love, which drove you to that exhaustion. God did not give us the spirit of fear. I know people are going to be pulling up scriptures like, well, hate is done good if you do this and that. But the motive of everything that derives from the source of the pure strength and love of God is love. It's the peace and love of his presence, which is the source of everything. And when we operate in anything other than that, it's destructive. 100% destructive. God bless you all. I hope this blesses you. Short message, but I think it's right to the point, and it gets it right bullseye. So for those of you who, I don't know what to say. I'm just so full with peace. So God bless y'all. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye-bye.